Our progress report says we are at stage 2, paragraph page 58. Last headword was remain, newer type of lesson. Okay, so let's start with our revision. Ready?
Okay,
There
everything.
we go. Have you got any shoes on your feet? Have you got any shoes on your feet? Yes or no?
Yes, I've got two
Some
shoes.
shoes
Some shoes
on my
on
feet.
my feet.
Very good. Are there any books on the floor? Are there any books on the floor? No,
There
there
are
aren't.
no.
No, there aren't any
No,
books.
there aren't
Any books
any
on
books
the floor.
on the floor.
And there are none is also correct. Are there any pictures on that chair? Are there any pictures on that chair? No, there aren't
No,
any pictures
there aren't any pictures
on
on
that
the wall,
on
on the
that
chair.
chair. Where are there any chairs on the table? Are there any chairs on the table? No,
No,
there
there
aren't
aren't
any
any
chairs
chairs
on
on
the
the table.
table. Very good. How many books are there on the table? How many books are there on the table? There are.
There are some books on the
So
table.
how many? You should answer specific. How many?
No,
There are
there are three books
books on the
on the
table.
table.
Very good. If the question is there some books? There are some. Okay.
Okay.
How many books are there on the floor? How many books are there on the floor? There are.
No,
Very good. How many pictures are there on these walls? How many pictures are there on these walls? There are.
there are two pictures on these walls.
Well, how many pictures are there on that chair? How many pictures are there on that chair? There are.
There are none.
How many students are there in this classroom? How many students are there in this classroom? There
There
is.
is one student in
In
this classroom.
Well, how many students are sitting on the floor? How many students are sitting on the floor? There are.
There are none.
Very good. Okay, so let's practice present continuous.
Present
Positive.
continue.
Okay. So
Okay,
here we go. What am I doing? What am I doing? You're
you
opening
are
the book.
opening the book.
What am I doing? What am I doing? You're
You
closing.
are closing the book.
Very good. What am I doing? What am I doing? You're going to.
You are going to the door.
Are you speaking English? Are you speaking English? Yes, I'm
Yes,
speaking
I'm
English.
speaking English.
Very good. Is she sitting on a chair? Is she sitting on a chair? Yes,
Yes,
she's
she's
sitting.
sitting on the chair.
Very good. Okay, let's have present continuous and negative. Okay. Am I
Okay.
writing in the book? Am I writing in the book? No, you
Now
aren't
you aren't
writing
writing in the book.
your
You are reading.
the book. Very good. Are you speaking Japanese? Are you speaking Japanese? No,
No,
I'm
I'm
not.
not speaking Japanese.
I'm
I'm
speaking.
speaking English.
Very good. Is he standing on the floor? Is he standing on the floor? No, he
No,
isn't.
he isn't standing on the floor.
He's sitting.
He's sitting on the chair.
Very good. Is she speaking French? Is she speaking French? No,
No,
she
she
is.
isn't speaking French.
She's speaking
She's speaking English.
English. Very good. Are we going home? Are we going home? No, we
No,
aren't going home.
we aren't going
We're
home.
remaining
We
in
are
the room.
remaining in the room.
Very good. Are they standing behind the house? Are they standing behind the house? No, they
No,
aren't
they
standing
aren't
behind
behind.
the house.
No, they aren't
Huh? They
standing
aren't standing.
behind the house.
They're standing in front
They are
of.
standing in front of house.
Very good. Okay, let's have present continuous question. Are you sitting on a chair? Are you sitting on a chair? Yes, I'm sitting
Yes,
on
I'm
a chair.
sitting on the chair.
Very good. Okay, what am I doing? What am I doing? You're opening
You
the
are
book.
opening the book.
Very good. Okay, now let's have present simple, the things that we do generally. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
What's the difference between the present continuous and the present simple? What's the difference between the present continuous and the present simple? The difference
The
between
difference
the
between
present
the
continuous
present continuous
and the
and
present
present
simple
simple
is that
is
we
that
use the
we use
present continuous
present
for
continuous
an action we are
and
doing
action
now,
for we are doing now,
whereas we use the present
whereas we
simple
use the
for an action
present simple for our
we
action
do generally.
we do generally.
Very good. Are you reading this book? Are you reading this book? No, I'm not
No, I'm
reading
not
that book.
reading this book, that
Well,
book.
do you read books? Do you read books? Yes, I read books.
Yes, I read.
Yes, I read books.
I read books.
Are you writing? Are you writing? No, I'm not
No, I'm
writing.
not writing.
Do you write? Do you write? Yes, I
Yes, I
write.
write.
Very good. Okay. Am I going to the door? Am I going to the door? No.
No,
You
you aren't going to the door.
you're
You are
remain.
remaining on the chair.
Wait, do I go to the door after the lesson? Do I go to the door after the lesson? Yes, you
Yes, you
go
go to
the door
the door
after.
after the lesson.
Very good. Is he going home? Is he going home? No, he
No,
isn't.
he isn't going home.
He's remaining in the room.
He is remaining on the room.
In the room.
In the room. In the room.
Does he go home after the lesson? Does he go home after the lesson? Yes, he
Yes,
goes home
he goes home after the
after the
lesson.
lesson. Very good. Next, is she speaking? Is she speaking? No, she isn't
No,
speaking.
she isn't speaking.
Does she speak?
She,
Does she speak? Yes, she speaks.
yes, she speaks.
Very good. Okay, next. What's the negative of I speak? What's the negative of I speak? The
The
negative of
negative
I
of I
speak
speak
is I
is
don't.
I don't speak.
Very good. Do you remain here after the lesson? Do you remain here after the lesson? No, I don't
No,
remain
I
here.
don't remain here after the lesson.
I go home.
I go home.
Very good. Do they speak Japanese? Do they speak Japanese? No, I
No,
don't
they
speak
don't speak. They
Japanese.
don't speak Japanese.
They
They
speak
speak.
English.
They speak English.
Do I read books in Chinese? Do I read books in Chinese? No,
No, you
you don't.
don't read
Books in
books in
Chinese.
Chinese.
You read
You
books
read books in
in.
English.
Wait, what's the negative of he speaks? What's the negative of he speaks? The
The
negative of
negative
he
of he
speaks
speaks
is he
is
doesn't speak.
he doesn't speak.
Right? Does he speak Japanese? Does he speak Japanese? No, he
No,
doesn't
he
speak.
doesn't speak Japanese.
He
He
speaks.
speaks English.
Does she remain here after the lesson? Does she remain here after the lesson? No, she
No, she
doesn't
doesn't
remain here.
remaining
Remain
here
here
after remain here
after the
after the
lesson.
lesson.
She goes home
She goes home
after the lesson.
after the lesson.
Very good. Okay. Does she write in German? Does she write in German? No, she doesn't
No,
write
she
in German.
doesn't write in German.
She writes in English.
She writes in English.
Very good. Okay, so that's the end of our revision. Very fast. Let's continue new work, okay? So we're
Okay,
done with present simple positive, present simple negative. Now let's continue with present simple questions. Questioning the things that we do generally, okay?
okay.
Okay, so repeat. Okay. Do I speak?
Do I speak?
Do you speak?
Do you speak?
Does he speak?
Does he speak?
Does she speak?
Does she speak?
Does it speak?
Does it
Do we
speak?
do we speak?
Do we speak?
Do you speak?
Do you speak?
Do they speak?
Do they speak?
Very good. Okay, listen. For questions, we use the words do and does. And we say, do you speak Chinese? Or does she write in German? Okay, let's practice. Okay, for example, ask him a question with the words do. Ask him a question with the word do, please. Do you speak English?
Do you speak English?
Do they read books at home? Do they?
Do, you-
Do they read books at home?
do they read books at home?
Very good. Okay, so that's the end of like present simple and present continuous, positive, negative, and question. Very good. Okay,
Okay.
let's move to vocabularies. Okay, repeat about
About
page.
page.
Very good. Okay, listen. The word about is an adverb. It means a little more or less than the stated number or amount. So, like an estimate about. So, if you're not sure of the number, you say about. For example, there are about 170 million people in my country, but it's not exact, like an estimate only. There are about 20 things in this room, just an estimate. Page is a noun. Page is one side of a piece of paper in a book, newspaper, etc. For example, there are about 150 pages in this book. Just an estimate, not the exact number. Let's practice. About how
Okay.
many people are there in your country? About how many people are there in your country? There are
There
about
are one. There are about
100, 100
100 million people
in my.
in my country.
Very good. About how many things are there in this room? About how many things are there in this room? There are
There are
about
about 12
things
things
in that
in this
room.
room. In that room.
Very good. About how many pages are there in this book? About how many pages are there in this book? There are
There are
about
about 100 pages in that
pages.
book. Pages in that book.
Very good. Okay, next repeat. Can.
Pen.
Very good. Okay, listen. The word can is a verb. It means to be able. So you're able to do. Can. For example, the can you speak English? Yes, I can speak English. Can you touch the book? Yes, I can touch the book. Can you read and write? Yes, I can read and write. Okay, let's practice. Can you speak
Okay.
Japanese? Can you speak Japanese? Yes,
Yes, I
I
can
can.
speak Japanese.
Can you touch this book? Can you touch this book? No, I can't
No,
touch
I
that
can't
book.
touch this book. That book.
Can you read and write? Can you read and write? Yes, I
Yes,
can
I
read.
can read and write.
Very good. Next, repeat like,
Like,
dislike,
dislike,
cinema,
cinema,
television.
television.
Very good. Okay, listen. The word like is a verb. It means to enjoy or approve of something or someone. For example, I like my city. I like this picture. Dislike is a verb. It is the opposite of like. For example, I don't like the cinema. I dislike the cinema. I don't dislike television. I like television. Let's practice. Do you like your city? Do you like your city? Yes or no?
Yes, I like. Yes, I like my
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 city.
city.
Very good. Do you dislike the cinema? Do you dislike the cinema? No, I don't
No, I
dislike.
don't like cinema.
I
I like
like.
cinema.
Very good. Do you like that picture? Do you like that picture? Yes or no?
Yes,
I like that picture.
yes, I like picture.
Very good. Do you dislike television? Do you dislike television? No,
No,
I
I
don't.
don't dislike television.
I
I
like.
like television.
Very good. Does she dislike television? Does she dislike television? Yes or no?
Dislike?
That's
No,
it.
she,
Doesn't
no,
dislike.
no, she doesn't dislike television.
She
She likes
likes television.
television.
Very good. Next, repeat. Right,
Right,
left.
left.
Very good. Okay, for example, this is my left hand and this is my right hand. Right, left. Let's practice. Which hand's this? Which hand's this? It's your left hand.
It, it's your right hand.
A left hand.
Left hand. Left
Which
hand.
hand's this? Which hand's this? It's your
It's
right
your
hand.
right hand.
Very good. Okay, what am I doing? What am I doing? You're putting your
You're
right
putting
hand
your right
on
hand
the
on
book.
the bed.
Very good. What am I doing? What am I doing? You're closing your left eye.
You're, you're crossing
Your left eye.
your left right.
Very good. Next, repeat. Moving.
Moving.
Still.
Still.
Completely.
Completely.
Very good. Okay, listen. My hand isn't moving. It's still. Moving is a verb. For example, I'm not standing still. I'm moving. Completely is an adverb. For example, I don't generally sit completely still in the lesson. I move. Okay, another example, third person. She doesn't generally sit completely still in the lesson. She moves. Okay, let's practice. Is
Okay.
my hand moving? Is my hand moving? No, your
No,
hand
your
isn't
hand
moving.
isn't moving.
It's still. It's
It's
still.
still.
Very good. Am I sitting still? Am I sitting still? No, you
No,
aren't
you
sitting
aren't
still.
sitting still.
You're moving.
You are moving.
Are all the parts of your body still now? Are all the parts of your body still now? No,
All the part.
no,
No,
not all the parts
not all the
of my
parts
body are still
of my
now.
body are still now.
My
Are
mouth
still.
are still now. My mouth and my tongue, okay, my mouth
My mouth
and my
and my
tongue
tongue
are moving.
are moving.
Very good. Do you generally sit completely still in the lesson? Do you generally sit completely still in the lesson? No, I don't
No, I
generally sit
don't generally sitting
sit completely still
completely still
in the lesson. I
in
move.
the lesson. I move.
Does she generally sit completely still in the lesson? Does she generally sit completely still in the lesson? No,
No,
she
she
doesn't
doesn't
uh,
completely.
one more. No, she doesn't generally
No, she doesn't generally
sit completely still
sit completely still
in the lesson. She
in the
moves.
lesson. She moves,
Very good. Next, repeat. Wearing.
wearing
Wear
wear
glasses.
glasses.
Very good. Okay. For example, I'm wearing a shirt. Okay, so I'm not wearing any glasses. Let's practice. What clothes are you wearing? What clothes are you wearing? I'm wearing.
I'm wearing shirts
Very good.
and pants.
And pants. Very good. Are you wearing glasses? Are you wearing glasses? Yes or no?
No, no, I'm not
We-
wearing glasses.
Very good. Are you wearing a hat? Are you wearing a hat? No,
No, I'm
I'm
not
not.
wearing a hat.
Do you wear a hat? Do you wear a hat? Yes, I wear a
Yes,
hat.
I wear hat.
Very good. Are you wearing a coat? Are you wearing a coat? No,
No,
I'm
I'm
not.
not wearing a hat.
Very good. So that's present continuous question. Do you wear a next? Do you wear a coat? Do you wear a coat? Yes, I
Yes,
wear a
I
coat.
wear a coat.
Very good. So simple present. Very good. Okay, next. With.
With,
Okay, listen. With is a preposition. The word with is a preposition. For example, I am touching my nose with my finger. We speak with our mouth. We read with our eyes. Let's practice. What am I doing? What am I doing? You're touching your
you are
nose
touching the
with
nose
your.
with your finger.
Do we speak with our mouths? Do we speak with our mouths? Yes, we speak
Yes, we speak
with our
with our
mouths.
mouth.
Do we read with our eyes? Do we read with our eyes? Yes, we
Yes,
read
we read
with our
with
eyes.
our eyes.
Very good. Next, repeat half.
Hat.
Very good. Okay, listen. 2 is a half of 4. 6 is a half of 12. Okay, let's practice.
Okay.
How much is half of 100? How much is half of 100? 50
50
is half of
is
100.
half of the 100.
How much is half of 13? How much is half of 13? Six and a half
Six and a
is
half,
half of 13.
half of 13.
Very good. Are half of the people in your town men? Are half of the people in your town men? Yes. Half of the
Yes,
people
half of the
in
people
my
in,
town
in my
are
town
men.
are men.
Very good. Okay. Next, L.
L.
Very good. Okay, listen. His name's Mr. Brown. I am telling you his name. L. Let's practice. Tell me your name, please. Tell me your name, please. My name's
I'm
Hiro.
Hiro. My name is Hiro.
What are you doing? What are you doing? I'm telling you my
I'm
name.
telling you my name.
Tell me the name of the capital of Russia. Tell me the name of the capital of Russia, please. Moscow's.
Uh,
Moscow's.
Moscow's
The
the
capital
capital
of
of
Russia.
Moscow's the capitals of
Of Russia.
Russia.
What are you doing? What are you doing? I'm telling you
I'm telling
the
you
name of
the
the
name of
capital
the capital of
of.
Russia.
Very good. Okay, next. Russian.
Russia.
The people in Russia. Russian.
Russian.
Greek.
Greek.
So the Greek is the people in Greece. Okay. So Russian and Greek are both nouns. They're nationalities. For example, I am not Russian or Greek. I'm Filipino. I don't speak Greek. I speak Filipino. Let's practice. Are you Russian or Greek? Are you Russian or Greek? No, I'm not Russian.
No,
No,
I'm not Russian. I'm
or
Greek.
Greek. I'm Japanese.
I'm I'm Japanese.
Very good. Do you speak Greek? Do you speak Greek? No,
No,
I
I
don't.
don't speak Greek.
I speak.
I speak Japanese.
Very good. Next, repeat. Prefer.
prefer
tea,
tea,
coffee.
coffee.
Very good. Okay, listen. The word prefer is a verb. It means your choice, you like. For example, I prefer television to the cinema.
Hmm.
Tea and coffee are nouns. For example, I prefer coffee to tea. Third person. She prefers tea to coffee. Let's practice. Which do you prefer, the cinema or television? Which do you prefer, the cinema or television? I prefer
I prefer
the
the,
cinema or television.
the cinema.
Okay, I prefer the cinema
I prefer the
to
cinema
television.
to television.
Very good.
Mhm.
Which do you prefer, tea or coffee? Which do you prefer, tea or coffee? I prefer
I prefer tea
two coffee.
to coffee.
Very good. Which does she prefer, tea or coffee? Which does she prefer, tea or coffee? She
She
prefers
prefers tea
two
to
coffee.
coffee.
Very good. Do the English generally prefer coffee? Oh, when we say English, the people in England, okay? Do the English
No,
generally prefer coffee? Do the English generally prefer coffee? No. The English. No.
no, the
The
English
English don't generally prefer
don't
coffee.
generally prefer coffee.
They generally prefer tea.
They generally prefer tea.
Tea. Very good. So that's why there's a popular English tea. Okay, so let's move on to your reading.
Okay,
Very good practice. Oh, so many pages. Okay, so our reading is at stage one, page 17. Last headword was say. Okay, please start at headword numbers 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
okay.